Hi, it's the gardening astronomer back again. What a difference a day makes. Yesterday it was in the mid-30s and now it's about 20 degrees less than that overnight. Anyhow, today it's going to be part 2 of my garden tour. We're going to go and look at what I'm growing in containers. So come along and let's have a look. So I grow all my potatoes in containers. These containers here are especially tall. I grow my russet potatoes in them because they're a late potato and they're indeterminate, which means they set tubers all along their stems if you bury them. So I started these out at the bottom and got them going, and I've added some shredded leaves as they grew. I might even add some more. So this is halfway between a container and a raised bed. It's a square planter we acquired for our front yard, and we planted perennials around the edge, and I've got 9 Kennebec potatoes growing in there, and have great hopes for that harvest. So this isn't container planting, but since I'm in the front bed, I thought I would just show the garlic that I planted there. This was an old tulip bed, and I decided to grow garlic last fall. Actually, some of the tulips are still there. This is the sunniest part of my garden, and I have some containers here in front of my cold frame. Let's have a closer look. Down there, those are Keuka melons, which love the heat. I've got a couple of Keuka melons there, and I've got a bit of a tower for them to grow on. Over here are my earliest potato variety, Aromosa, and over here we have 2 varieties of zucchini. The one on the left is an Italian Costata Romanescu, and on the left is a common variety of zucchini. They seem to do well in those pots in the sun. Here we have 2 cherry tomatoes of the sun sugar variety. They also grow on a nice trellis. They get very tall, being indeterminate. That's about 8 feet tall, I guess. I don't have a lot of room in my garden, so I like to grow vertically. This is a cucumber plant growing in a container, and I've got a couple of tomato cages here and a bit of a grid for them to grow on. That seems to work out well every year. There's another potato tucked in the back there, almost in the perennial garden. That one I think is Yukon Gold. Now I'm going to take a run down this area here along the gravel path around my raised beds. The first plant there is an early potato. It might be a chieftain or something like that. Here I have a pot with a ground cherry growing that I grew from seed, harvested from a ground cherry I kept from last year. So that's a big experiment. And there's some more early potatoes. I'll be harvesting those in early August, I imagine. These are a later variety. Each pot has a different variety. And that's it for the potatoes. Last but not least are a couple of bush style cherry tomatoes, Fantastico. I've never grown these before, but I thought they would do well on the deck, which is a very sunny place. So we're hoping, we have good, high hopes for those tomatoes. So that's it. Those are all the things I'm growing in containers. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in.